Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana Midday.
Welcome to NewsLink Indiana Midday. I'm Alana Gaither. The Delta Airlines flight that crashed on Monday leaves questions on how it flipped and caught fire. Ivan Rodriguez has the latest on the crash and investigation.
The National Transportation Safety Board of Canada is now leading the investigation into the runway crash at Toronto Pearson International Airport.
This would not be a time for us to have theory or to speculate on what caused the crash. We have a number of agencies that are here that are responsible for doing a thorough and full and complete investigation to determine all the causal factors.
While it's too early to determine a cause, Airport President Deborah Flint noted we saw unprecedented levels of snowfall from Thursday through Sunday.
In fact, it is more snow within that time window than we received in all of last winter.
Passengers described the chaotic moments when Delta Airlines Flight 4819 made its hard landing and flipping upside down.
It happened so quickly, right? You hit, there's this like giant like pop crack, it's this like super loud bang.
Evacuees jumped several feet from the door frames onto the snow-covered ground as sprays of fire retardant rained overhead.
Everybody was just like, get out, get out, get out. We could smell like jet fuel.
All 76 passengers and 4 crew aboard this jet survived, but at least 21 people were injured and 2 remained hospitalized as of Tuesday afternoon. Flint thanked first responders and flight attendants for preventing any loss of life.
The crew of Delta Flight 4819 heroically led passengers to safety, evacuating a jet that had overturned on the runway on landing that was amidst smoke and fire.
Food contamination is becoming more widespread and in many cases severe. According to a report published by the Public Interest Research Group, most illnesses in 2024 were linked to just 13 outbreaks. That's despite more 300 food recalls last year. Researchers say salmonella, listeria, and E. coli were the most common reasons for food recalls. President Donald Trump plans to impose tariffs of around 25% on auto imports, including semiconductor chips and pharmaceuticals shipped to the United States. The new tariffs could begin as early as April. For tariffs on semiconductor chips and drugs, the president intends to eventually increase the rate, but he said he wants to give time for potentially affected companies to bring their factories to America. Trump recently enacted a 10% across-board tariff on goods coming from China and 25% tariffs on all steel and aluminum imports. Economy and industry experts have warned the steep new tariffs could have far-reaching effects and hurt consumers and businesses with higher prices and costs. Consumers are expected to be most affected by the new import taxes on cars, as prices could jump by thousands of dollars. And just when Kentuckians thought it couldn't get much worse, it did. Parts of the state are expecting up to half a foot of snow today after deadly flooding swept through earlier this week. Madison Carmuche reports on the latest rescue efforts there, including help from Hoosiers.
We're in this for the long term.
John Newell is the District 4 magistrate for Leslie County and says when water rises due to the closure of the Buckhorn Dam, that is when the phone calls begin.
I'll call them back. What I've tried to do is get my people in my community and my district to call me, and that way I can relay it onto these other guys, the Fish and Wildlife.
Sergeant Homer Pigman is with Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife and says there are nearly 50 families they can only access by boat because of the water levels.
26 years I've been here about 5 times, so about every 4 or 5 years this occurs. And these folks, they know that this is going to happen, that the roads are going to get cut off when the dam is shut and the backwaters start backing up in here.
Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife is not alone in completing welfare checks. Agencies from other states like Indiana Conservation Officers and Asheville, North Carolina Fire Department are lending a helping hand.
And have this group come up from Asheville, North Carolina, knowing what they went through, and have them come up here and help. I've been in this county 53 years, and this is the most help we've had.
One of those helpers is Indiana Conservation Officer David Moss, who says he jumped at the opportunity to help his Kentucky neighbors.
Being out here doing God's work and helping these people, being able to help another person is just very rewarding in itself.
Let's take a look at today's NewsLink Indiana weather. These are the conditions right now. It's 17 degrees under cloudy skies. Expect snow showers today and tonight with highs in the low of 20s, and an inch of snow is possible. Things will warm up in the 7-day forecast, and it'll start this weekend. High temperatures will be close to 40 by Monday and stay there for most of next week. While many people think this is basketball season, another sport is taking center stage this weekend, wrestling. And Delta High School wrestling is state-bound. NewsLink Indiana's Jace Miller reports on the team's momentum.
The IHSAA wrestling postseason is coming to an end this weekend in downtown Indianapolis. Delta High School has 5 Eagles soaring south with hopes to bring home a state title. With an impressive score of 115.5 semi-state team win, Delta head coach Cody LeCount knows exactly what is ahead of his team.
It's a lot of fun. The atmosphere is energetic, and it's one of those that you're there now, and we tell our kids just go compete and have fun and kind of let the results do what it is. So.
Behind these glass windows is a team full of success and utter dominance, and that's what Coach LeCount expects.
And we set ourselves up pretty good. I think, like you said, that dominance, it just comes from our preparation. We're prepared to go wrestle, and we have this saying, we kind of respect all, fear none, and I mean, we just go out and prove it. So.
To be able to prove it to their opponents, they have to be able to prove it to themselves. With dominance comes confidence. Senior Cabe Stebbins demonstrates on and off the mat what that Eagle pride is.
It shows me that I'm definitely up there to compete with the top wrestlers in the state. And then if I just wrestle my match like I did in the semi-state championships, then everything should go fine. I just hope that this weekend we can go out there as a team and place in the top 5, top 10 like we did last year, and hopefully we can do good as a team and everybody plays.
Round 1 of the IHSAA state finals begins this Friday at 3 p.m. with championship matches set for 7:30 p.m. on Saturday. In Muncie, Jace Miller, NewsLink, Indiana.
And that's your NewsLink webcast for today. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to join us tonight at 6:57 on Ball State PBS. And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com.